been a wife, but let me tell you something. Being a wife is making sure you have the soap powder. The wife is making sure you might throw those clothes in the washing machine. Being a wife is not coming to pick up your drawers after you. That is
Amen.
Who said you had to pick up the drawers? Y'all want to go do it. This is my point here with that. Yeah. We always act like that's such a big thing. Like, I know, especially for the women. Wait a minute. Especially for the women that got kids. Y'all should be cleaning the house anyway. Y'all should be cooking anyway. So you cook.
Great catch. I'm a great wife. I'm a great this. And it's like that hasn't been validated.
All these single girls are yours too. I don't know.
The one thing that I'm seeing is that when you're dealing with a grown-ass man,
there it is.
He has a vision and a purpose for his life.
Thanks.
And what he wants in the future. And what I see is that a lot of these modern women don't want to fall into and play their part in that purpose and in that vision because they have their own purpose and their own vision. Mm-hmm. Not sure responsibility to motivate a man.
Right.
A man should have his own motivation, his own direction. Your job is to inspire. It's a complete difference. I think a lot of ladies get a man.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's see, we got Chloe on deck. We got Janice on deck. Say what's up to the people, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hello. I'll turn on my video once I finish my chicken.
Oh, man. She ain't say the chicken, did she?
Oh my God.
Oh, man. Shout out to Janice in the building with us tonight. Let's say shout out to all the viewers tonight holding us down. Let's say do me a favor right out the gate. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button. Also hit that share as well. Let's say we want to get this show out to as many of our people as possible. So hit that like and hit that share. And let's say for all my YouTube family checking in tonight, hit that subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell to get the notifications when we go live and we post content. And man, like I said, just share this thing out. Let's say we want to get it to the people. All right, so let me do this real quick. See who we got checking in. Then I'm gonna circle right back. My guy Donovan in the building. He said, "What's up? What's going on with you, Donovan? Appreciate you joining us tonight, brother." We got J.U. Griffin in the building. He said, "Good evening, everyone. Representing from YouTube. What's going on, J.U.? Appreciate you joining us tonight, brother. Holding us down." All right, so let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. All right, so here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. You're coming in through an Apple device, you have to use Safari. You're coming into an Apple device. But you do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose. We always encourage you to keep your camera on for better show, better engagement. Plus, like I said, if you join us on the panel, you know what I'm saying, to save you on a little bit of that typing. You know, as you're dropping your comments, you can just say what you want to say, get it off your chest. In addition to the feed here, we also have this link in all of the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook. Or you can shoot me a message at Quay Price on Facebook and I'll send it directly to you. Or you can drop a comment and we'll get it to you that way as well. But we'll lead us up here for a little bit as we get into the conversation. All right. I guess, I don't know. We might get right on into this tonight. Yeah, I think we will. All right. So let me go ahead and drop this topic. Then we'll get on into this conversation. So topic for tonight. Who was more toxic in your relationship? That's a hot one right there. Let me run that back. Topic for tonight. Who was more toxic in your relationship? Yeah, we're talking about those relationships that didn't work. I hope ain't nobody toxic today and one that is going on, but that'd be a whole nother topic. Well, yeah, we're talking about those relationships that didn't work. So I'm gonna drop this link down for a minute. Let me know if you need it. Let me get my screen together. Actually, I'm gonna switch this up. All right, we'll do it like that. All right. So topic went out to a couple folks, and man, y'all, the videos flooded in. so I got a few. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to hit this, but I'm gonna start with one. Then I got to circle back to something that I meant to touch on from this week that folks wanted me to revisit. Let me make sure I got check anybody else here. Let's see. We got Kenyatta checking in. She said, "Happy Wednesday. What's going on with you, Kenyatta? Appreciate you joining us tonight." Let's see. Eva Wright in the building. She said, Hey. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Eva Wright holding us down. See, J.E. Griffin said, this convo going to be interesting. Yeah, it might get a little wild, man. I said, I'm going to try to touch a couple things tonight because, like I said, I posted something this week, had folks talking, and I think we need to revisit that one. So we're going to see how this pop up. What's going on, Vince? I see you just hopped on, man. How you doing, man?
Hello, sir. Hello, madam. How are you?
Doing good,
Happy
man.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going down. All right. So let me I'm trying to see what I want to throw out first because this is so much. All right. Let me start with this young lady right here. This one came my way. So we'll start right here.
Me or you be talking to somebody or even dating somebody, right? And be so in love, like just love this motherfucker. See absolutely no wrong in them, just love them. Then one day you're just like, I don't like you no more. We could be having a good day. And I just be like, I don't like you no more. I don't like the person you are. I don't like the way you move. I don't like the way you think. I just don't like you. So I want to leave. Just like that. Like, I want to go. I don't want to talk anymore. Is that just me?
Well, hold on. Before y'all even say anything. Hold on.
You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Okay. Topic for tonight. Man, who was most toxic? Who was more toxic in your relationship? Okay, so I guess we're gonna start right there. So you got the young lady. She I guess just say she can just pop up one day and be done with it. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. On that one. You come to the panel. Chloe, Vince, Johnny. Well, I know Johnny's off camera right now, but I don't know what y'all think about that.
I mean, just say you confused. Just say you confused. You know what I'm saying? Just say you confused and you really don't know what you want. Just say that. Don't come on the internet talking about some, is it just me? So a bunch of women that's also confused can jump and accommodate the comments and validate your feelings. That's all it is. Like, a lot of these women are just looking for validation. Like, because you already know that sounds crazy. You don't pop up randomly one day after being with somebody and loving their dirty draws, talking some, I just don't like you no more. I mean, where they do that at? So just say you're confused, you don't know what you want, you're not dating for the right reasons to begin with, and just say that. Stop jumping on the internet. I think what we need to do in 2024 is, ladies, stop jumping on the internet with all your feelings. everything that you feel and think don't need to be said out loud. Like, what we need is some discernment. Like, what we need is some discretion. Stop jumping on the internet just saying the first thing that comes out your mouth and comes to your mind. Just stop. Because, I mean, we're telling on ourselves at this point. We're telling on ourselves, and we want to say, oh, men are, men don't value us the same way, or men don't, they don't appreciate us the same way, or, they don't hold us in the same regard. But can't you see why? There's no mystery anymore about women. There's no mystery at all. Everything and anything a woman thinks or feels, she just comes on the internet and shares it with millions of people all over the world. So yeah, I mean, that's it.
Okay. All right. We leave it right there. Vince, you good, man? Do you want to say something, man?
I just got 2 words: young and silly. That's it.
Straight like that. I'm not mad at that. Let me get these comments. Let's see. Kenyatta said if it's that easy, then she doesn't need to be in a relationship. Okay. Seems simple. See, J.U. Griffin said most men want their cake and want to eat it too, while most women just don't know what they want.
Period.
Okay. I feel that. Appreciate that comment. So I saw that video, and I think it definitely ties into the topic tonight, right? So we're talking about, people being toxic in relationships and essentially why those relationships didn't work. And just looking at the young lady in the video, I wonder how many folks today that this is secretly their mindset. Yeah, that's one thing that I noticed in some of these toxic situations. People are lacking patience. People are lacking commitment. People are not willing to go the distance, but then they will stay or create these toxic situations for the other person, but yet they're not even truly committed to the other person. Yeah, but then you have a situation, and I know the young lady, her video or example can be extreme, but then you have a situation where somebody literally will pop up one day, while one person in the relationship is thinking everything is good, and you literally will have somebody pop up one day, and all of a sudden they ain't got no love for you no more. Yeah, so as wild as the video was from the young lady, it's not that far-fetched. Yeah, but I think people do this stuff all the time. Yeah, but I think that's why we see so many divorces today. I think people just look at the situation and they'll literally just pop up and say, I want to go do something different. Or I want to go try something different. Or maybe the grass is greener on the other side. But the whole time, they might have been creating a whole toxic scenario that led to that point. Yeah, so I just wonder. Yeah, as wild as that video was, I wonder how much of that's actually going on today. Let me check in with Janice over here. I see her fanning over here. You okay, Janice? You want to say something or you good?
I don't have nothing to say yet.
Okay. I'm just checking. All right. So I wanted to start with that one. That's the first one. So let me go and get into another topic that I know I got to circle back to. So I'm gonna throw this up on the screen if I can get this to do what I want it to do. Give me 1 sec, y'all. Let me see if I can get this up here. All right. So I want to touch this. So I posted this week. And I just presented a question. So we're talking today, why do we really have so many fatherless homes? What's y'all thoughts? Keep it real. I got some good feedback. Folks dropped some comments. I had a couple of folks say, we need to have a conversation around it. It's just worth the conversation. So I wanted to touch it again because just looking at some of those comments that I saw in the post, there's definitely some toxic in there. Yeah, and I think it is worth touching because I think we see this scenario today. I'm not going to say that it is prominent as it used to be, but it's still there because we still got, you know what I'm saying, some broken situations. We still got some single parent households, some fathers not in the homes and so forth. So I'm going to come back and touch this again, but I got a video that I actually found that actually supports this particular question. So let me run that one real quick.
I had another baby in November by this crazy man. Yeah, a whole nother baby.
Okay.
That I decided not to keep. And do you know how hard that was?
Yeah.
For me to give away a whole human being.
You was ready to have it. I told you it was going to be a boy. You know what I mean? You had him, you said on November, right? You told me that the baby died and died. This is the thing about her.
I did.
She said the baby died with his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck.
Oh, I was not that dramatic. Now you add. Don't play. Don't play. Because I ain't do that. I said the baby passed away and I didn't want to talk about it no more. That's what I said. And that was the end of it because I wasn't going to talk about it. Because you left me alone with Halo and then I turned around and got pregnant by you again.
I might hate you for the rest of my life, for real. Because you knew. You knew.
Why would you tell him that the baby was dead, though?
To be honest, I wanted him to be hurt. I wanted his feelings to be hurt. I just wanted him to feel something because I never feel like he feels anything. And I'm always the one just feeling some stuff, like feeling hurt,
So
feeling
you want
lost.
him to feel what you're feeling?
I did. And I apologize to him for that. And I know that's never going to be enough. You know, apology is not enough. I understand that. And I understand what I did was wrong. And it was very wrong. And I'm sorry. But I did. I wanted to punish him.
I really want to encourage y'all to stop sleeping together. I really do. I really do. Because you two are both hurting and are grieving still, and there is so much going on.
Maybe one last time.
No more, no more, no more.
All right. Okay, so yeah, so I was able to come across that. And like I said, once again, I think it supports the question that I put up. So, you know, I asked the question around, you know what I'm saying, why do folks think we have so many fatherless homes? I said a couple of different things came in. You know, the father just left. Some of the fellas said, you know, the fathers are being disrespected and emasculated in the situation and so forth. So multiple things, you know, the irresponsibility of people and what they're doing out here and so forth. So yeah, I wanted to revisit that. So I said, anybody watching right now, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the video, about this question, or, you know what I'm saying, if you can respond to this question. But yeah, I wanted to pose it to the panel. So what do y'all think? Just based off the video we just saw, I said, I know that was an extreme case, but there was definitely some toxic stuff going on in that situation. So yeah, what do y'all think when y'all saw that? What do y'all think, you know what I'm saying, just with regard to this question? Let's say anybody can go. Vince, Janice, Chloe, either one.
Come on, actually it's not that it's very common. Those type of situations are very common. These toxic relationships. And to answer the question, why there's so many fatherless homes, because it's not set up for a father to be in a home. Because first of all, there's no committed relationship between the man and the woman in the first place. Most people are just having sex. That's it. They're just having sex. So when they get pregnant, there's no intentionality or any thought of a relationship. So the baby goes with the mother, and then the lies start to begin if they haven't begun already. And I always tell my daughter, my oldest daughter, I said, it takes two to make a baby, but it's your fault if you get pregnant. And I say that because she's the one that's going to be mainly responsible for that child, especially if she's not married. That child is growing inside of her. That man can walk away and be gone and not see you ever again. So then also, at this point, I think we have to raise our boys to to have worth for themselves and to honor their seed. And men need to stop lying. We need to be honest. We don't want a relationship. We don't want a relationship. Men lie, and I get it. And I'm just going. We lie. We lie because we want sex. So we'll tell you, yeah, we want to be with you. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Yeah, we gonna do this. Yeah, we gonna do that. All in knowing he don't have no interest in that. Instead of just saying, I don't know, I just want some sex. Now, if you down with that, I'm down with that. We cool. Then maybe somebody use some protection. You know what I'm saying? So it's very common in those situations, and I mean I felt bad for the brother, but at the end of the day, you chose to be with that woman. You had one baby with her that you probably wasn't taking care of. Because I'm pretty sure if you was taking care of the baby, it might have been a different outcome. She probably said, all right, got one with this bum. I'm not gonna have another one that he ain't gonna take care of. If he want to sit up there and cry about, oh, well, you lied to me. Well, was you taking care of the first one? Let's just keep it 100. Was you taking care of that first one, or were you in and out?
Right.
Half-ass taking care of the baby. Then you want to sit up here and cry like, oh, you done hurt me so bad. Go on with that, bro. Then maybe now that this hurt comes in, maybe you have a more clear mind and more intentionality on who you putting that thing on. Because she look like she loony as a tune.
That's
I'm
real.
gonna land my plane on that
one. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You want to say something, Chloe?
Just piggybacking off of what Vince was saying. I agree with that, but I think there needs to be equal accountability as well. I know Vince was coming from the male perspective, so from the female perspective, I would just say, if you said that he left you with your first, why would you go back in and have another one with him? Like, he's already shown you what he basically, how irresponsible he is. So why would you have another baby with him? Why would you allow yourself to get pregnant by him again? And even when the host of the show is like, I don't think you guys should sleep together anymore. Well, maybe one more time. It's like, it's insane. It's insane. Now, you already said he left you with your first child. You had to lie to him about whether the baby was alive or not was your second. And now when someone is telling you guys probably just shouldn't be together, well, maybe we can sleep together one more time. Like, this is what we're dealing with, right? Yeah. You know what's interesting? Why would a man stay with that? Like, why would a man stay with that? What's desirable long term with someone like that? Like a guy that, and it's funny because the guy that you would think is the most irresponsible, the guy that you would think is, the most, whatever you want to say, unintelligent, whatever you want to call him, even he is going to look at that and go, I wouldn't wife that. I wouldn't marry her. I mean, all I'm going to do is have sex with her. I can't even take her seriously. And then you wonder why we have fatherless homes, just like Vince said, because she was only good for sex. That was it. I couldn't take her serious beyond that. So, yeah, I'm not going to stay. So I guess I'm at the point now where, ladies, because you are the ones who have to carry and birth the children, I feel like you should be that much more selective. Just be that much more selective. Am I putting it all on you? Am I saying it doesn't take two? Absolutely, it takes two. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is the majority of that responsibility is always going to fall on you. We all know it. Is it fair? No, but it's reality. So why even put yourself in that situation? Why even allow yourself to be played like that? So fatherless homes, yeah. I mean, I think that this whole narrative that men are creating fatherless homes. Yeah, to a certain extent they are. But I think women are just as responsible for creating that same fatherless home because you had a choice. You had a choice. And I guess I don't understand why we want to put the accountability on one party when this is definitely equal accountability scenario. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely both sides. You want to go ahead, Janice?
I was writing notes down. So the fatherless, it's a lot of things. It could be the crack epidemic, welfare system. Then it becomes a whole full cycle. And then you also have like the evolution of women. Back in the day, our grandfathers probably didn't have to do as much. Like they can go to work and they can come home. Women now have evolved to the point like, well, you can't just go to work because I'm working too. So that's a whole evolution of like men having to also maybe change their thinking from what they saw their grandfathers do or things of that nature. Because now women are like, we're not going to deal with that. But then you also get the other aspect of manipulation. That's woman. I feel like that's a woman's strong suit, manipulation. So a lot of men, even when I talk to them, a lot of them aren't seeing their children out the house because the woman pissed. She manipulates the children to the point, it's just a whole bunch of, I think women are bigger liars than men personally. I don't think men
hold
are.
Hold on, you can't say that now. Hold on.
Well, let's just say this. Men aren't good at it. They're not good at lies. Women are like trained manipulators. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a trained thing. So I just think it's a whole full system. And even I think of my brother, when sometimes you get tired of fighting with that woman. Men get tired. Men aren't like mental, I'm about to argue back with you all day long. They don't want to do it. They're not going to win the conversation anyway half the time. So a lot of them just be like, I'm out and I'll start a whole new family somewhere else because I don't want to argue with this woman over and over and over and over. And I've even talked to men like, no, you need to go fight. And they like, I don't want to fight. Like I'm tired, So I think it's just a whole bunch of, it's a whole lot of things. I think at this point, it might be women and our mouths, we're pretty good at it. We can make you feel a certain way in like 2 seconds, and men just don't want to sit there and women are good now. Women are good. Okay. We are skilled.
Like, I ain't mad. No, I think you dropping some facts right now. I guess let me ask this. So in that situation, right? So I'm saying, going back to the question, one of the guys dropped a comment and he said that there's some emasculation and some disrespect going on, right? And just kind of based off some of the stuff that you just said, Janice, there's probably some validity to what he was saying, right? I guess in that situation, I know, Janice, you can't speak for everybody's situation, so just give me your opinion. If some of that's going on, so let's just say the lady is giving the dude, she giving him that business, right? So she working him out, it's like you talked about that mouth and all that. She working him out. What is the outcome that she's looking for? Is she looking for him to kind of fight it and stay, or is she just upset and he just catching the wrath? Like what are we looking to do?
I don't know. Like, I think it's just maybe men and women need to be retrained to what society is now like. I know everybody always says go backwards. I don't think you can take women backwards though. Like they're in corporate now, they're in this, they're leading at their jobs, and then how do they come home and be submissive? Like I even say, like for me, it's hard to be submissive. I'm out here being a leader and I go to work and now I gotta be feminine. Like it's hard to turn it on and turn it off. And then now we want males to basically do what women do, and a lot of them don't know how to do it. Like, they like, well, that's not what a man's supposed to do. Well, it's changed now. If you working and she working, how does that work?
I just think.
Right quick.
Oh, okay.
I want to say something. I think we need to debunk this theory that most women have worked. It's only a very small percentage of women that have not worked from the day they got married until the end of time and got divorced. So can we debunk this thing that our grandmamas didn't work? Let me finish. So we try to say they've always worked. But I think a lot of that is there's no value for a husband because y'all feel like y'all don't need one. That's the main thing. Y'all feel like y'all don't need a husband or a father for y'all child. We don't have that option. We have to have y'all. See, that's the difference. We have to, and it's not just a sexual exchange. We have to have y'all on board to be a mother. Y'all don't have to have us on board to be a father to have a child. And that's the difference because women want to say in 2023, most people ain't leaving because of these astronomical things, abuse and cheating that's going out of control. Most people leaving because they're unhappy or the finances or something like that. And in the past, they worked it out because they knew they needed each other. Them kids needed their daddy. Even if he wasn't working like I wanted him to work, I would rather have their daddy in the house than out the house. And now these women feel like because they got a little piece of money, because they're not making a whole lot of money. They're not making no whole lot of money, life-changing money. They check the check, waiting on their tax refund. They're not sitting up here with stocks and bonds and paid off houses. They got a bunch of goddamn debt. So that's debunked this theory that women are doing so goddamn good. They not. I did mortgages for 15 years. They just had a whole bunch of goddamn debt. And this whole thing, well, women are buying houses and men are not. Because most men ain't gonna buy a house if they ain't got no wife.
Boom.
So yeah, we'll stay in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all buy because y'all know, well, I ain't gonna get no husband, so I might as well buy a house because I got these kids and I want to stop moving from apartment to apartment, so I'm gonna buy a house. It don't have nothing to do with we don't have no money or we don't do this because men think a house, we buy houses for women, for our families. That includes a woman. Most men not gonna go out and buy a house. So we need to stop debunking and get from this TV and thinking that all this fake stuff is happening because it's not.
Well,
so
women
now as far as men, I think that he stays because he ain't got no other choices. Because most of these bums is living with these crazy ass women. Because he ain't got nowhere to go. That's what. Because if he had somewhere to go, he would go. And she's somewhat attractive, and he probably can't get that because he ain't got no money. So I bet you he's living with her. That's why she's mad and so upset. And he moved from chick to chick.
Vince.
Yes, ma'am.
You drinking cognac tonight? What you drinking?
No, just water.
Don't be coming for Vince.
Hold on. I never said women weren't working. Women back in the day, they were always working. Teachers, nurses, blah, 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 right? Nowadays, women, vice presidents, they oversee.
Vice president of what?
Hold on, Vince.
Give me some facts.
Let's talk about this.
Hold on, Vince. Let me let her finish, man.
The women that are around me that I work around, they own houses. They own 4 or 5 houses. They own stocks. So women are evolving. My best friend owns about 4 houses. You can't tell her nothing, right? So what I'm saying is, listen, and I think men do need women more than we need them. That's why even you look at it statistically, when a husband usually dies, women tend to not get married. They don't. My mother's friends, when their husbands die, they don't get remarried. When my dad died, my mama don't remarry. They just, they're fine, And so I do understand, like men, I feel like men do, I guess in a sense, need women more than, I'm not saying women don't need men. That's not what I'm trying to say. But in a lot of situations, when a man dies, a lot of women don't remarry. They be like, shoot, that's less work on me now. I can just be free. A lot of them don't remarry. They'll have a boyfriend. My coworker, his mom is like 67. She ain't about to be remarried because she's gonna lose her pension from her husband, her ex-husband. I mean, her husband had died. And she don't want the other man to move in her house because she said, I don't want to take care of a man no more. So that's what I'm saying. Women are changing. And that's just, I mean, there's some truth in there.
So I agree with you that the mindsets of women have definitely changed. So I agree with that. And I understand what you mean when you say women working. You mean like industrialized work, like I get it, right? Different than when women were working inside, outside the home, or doing, basically female dominated jobs. Now women are going into other industries, right? Which is, and then with the whole the women's rights fight, now we have, the equality. Let's say it like this. We have equality now. So women are able to earn a bit more than traditionally, right? Unfortunately, though, all that being true, unfortunately, though, I have seen the positive effects of that, and I've seen the negative effects of that, right? This is why women are struggling now to value their work in the home as much as they value their work outside the home. They just don't value it the same way.
They don't.
When at the end of the day, that work inside the home is always going to be the most important. It just is, because you are building a legacy, whether that man is there or not. Like you are a very integral part of the maturation of that legacy. You're so important to it. And so when we as women take our very vital, important role and we devalue it because we feel like we can do more out there's an imbalance, right? We need both parents. We need both parents in the home. That's the most beneficial situation for our families, for our children, right? We understand that there are, situations, outliers, where if the two people just cannot make it work, they can't make it work, right? Like nobody's staying in an abusive home, nobody's doing that, nobody's asking you to do that. However, outside of those extreme situations, we need those two parents in the home, and we need the man fulfilling his role and the woman fulfilling her role in order for it to work. But what we see is now that women feel like this is more valuable, right? This outside of the home, and they're not valuing their work inside the home as much. They're also not valuing having that man there because they feel like I fit that role now. So I don't, it's nice to have him, but I don't really need him. And we're forgetting that his value is more than just what he financially brings to the table. And our value is more than what we can financially bring to the table. What we bring to the table financially, if we are able to live in our true role and nature as women, then what we do outside the home doesn't matter. Not in life, right? It doesn't matter in life, right? Because who's going to die and say, oh, woo, all them 20 years I spent at that job, woo, all those accolades I got from that job, woo. That's not what we carry with us when we die. Those are not the memories we take with us. Those are not the things we value. That's not when people are on their deathbed. That is not the thing that they care about. It's not. But we are ready to give up our legacy. We're ready to give up our marriages. We're ready to give up our potential happiness with a mate and having someone to spend our lives with because we have stuff. And this is right. Women are prioritizing having stuff so much now that we're going into debt for it. If you talk to these women who have 4 or 5 houses, I'm not saying all, I'm sure there's some women out there who have managed their finances, but a lot of these women that have these houses or homes and cars and all of this stuff, if you talk to them, they are very heavily in debt. Because they're keeping up their lifestyle alone. And not all of them, Janice, have VP positions. Not all of them do. Not all of them do.
I have a question for you.
Living their lives. They are living their lives though, like they do. Right?
Yeah, I have a question for you. Chloe, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you. Them women, I don't hang out with them, but I have a question for you. So with the evolution, right? Women, like even when I looked at the statistics today about the rent prices, right? how much you need to make in certain states. Like San Diego is like 122. Where I'm at is 117. I think San Francisco was like 130. You need to make. So a lot of like the way society is with the rent prices going up, right? It's kind of hard for him. It can be kind of hard for a man by himself to just afford the rent, right? So let's take it that way. So now you have the woman working too, right? Do you feel like now that the woman's working, because he can't do it all on his own, should he also do some of those duties to help her in a sense? Like I guess that's where I'm trying to understand. You get what I'm saying? Because Vince is different. His wife, he's taking care of all that, so she can be in her feminine. If he don't want to cook, she can cook because she ain't got to go to work all day. So how do we work with it when women are also working hard as the man is? Can it be balanced? I know my household growing up, my parents didn't do all that. My dad got home first, he cooked, and my mama got home first, she cooked. It was just a balancing. But I'm just trying to understand, do women or men, do they still just want women to still cook and clean all day and they go to work? Like, that's my question.
Let me jump in there. Please let me jump in there.
I would like to answer the question.
That's a question. That's not a statement. That's a question.
Yeah, I think that obviously it's gonna probably look a little different household to household, but at the same time, I think it's disingenuous a little bit, not from you, but just in general. I think it's disingenuous that we, as women, we put up a fight about these traditional gender roles because we are working now, working these industries where sometimes we're working long hours as well, more demanding jobs. So we feel like now that this is the situation, we should no longer have to hold those traditional roles. Yet, I'm sorry, I keep seeing women all over the place who keep talking about how they want a man to hold. They expect that man to hold down that traditional gender role. Like they still want him to do the things that he's expected to do as a provider and as a protector, and still cut the lawn and fix the cars and do all of those things. So if we're still expecting them to be traditional in a modern world, then why do we not have the same energy for us as women to still be traditional in a modern world? Like we're modern, all of us are modern women. If we live in this day and age, we modern women. Okay, so we all are. But some of us are still holding on to our traditional values, and some of us are not. And at the end of the day, submission does not have a price tag. A man should not have to make a certain amount of money to get you submit. A man should not have to retire you and have you sit at home in order to get you to submit. A man should not, that should not be a prerequisite to your submission, because as a woman, naturally, you should just want to do that because that's naturally your role, right? Submission doesn't mean you're a slave. That doesn't mean he can't do laundry. It doesn't mean he can't wash dishes. It doesn't mean he can't cook. That's not what that means. If that man is willing and able, then fine, it's fine. But I don't know why we kind of keep getting hung up on that conversation. I don't know why that seems to be a stalemate for us, because at the end of the day, as women, we are nurturers. To be honest, we're just better at those things than men are. In a lot of cases, there's some outliers, sure, but we're better at those things than men are in a lot of cases because it comes natural for us. So I don't even understand why, as women, why all of a sudden we're saying we don't want to do the things that we were literally born and bred to do, the things that were literally built into our DNA. Now we don't want to do those things. So
you didn't answer the question.
I get your question, but it doesn't make it
does. I'm asking you if a woman is literally, I'm just using an extreme outlier. A woman is a VP at a company. Her husband's, let's say he's working at a VP at a company too. They both power company. When they get home, I just think it should be a little bit more balanced. If he gets home first, he cooks. If she's not home, you clean. That's all I'm saying. I think a lot of women are just, I've dated man recently now. A lot of them don't be cooking. They'll wait till I still get home. Like, why you didn't cook before I got home? Like,
okay, well, hold on.
I think that's what, it's not about nobody. I don't have a problem with cooking and cleaning and all that stuff. That's not the issue. My issue, if I'm not home and I'm working, why my plate not made when I get home?
So, okay, so Janice, I hear what you're saying, but see, this is the issue with that is that's not what's happening. And what I mean by that is, so you're saying that you're running into guys who, you know, we got the power couple, they both VPs. So y'all come home, and since he got there first, you don't have a plate ready. But my question once again to that is are you doing the same thing on the flip side? So you're saying that when you come home, you know what I'm saying, he got there first, he didn't cook, so you didn't have a plate ready when you got home. Okay, cool. But like I said, I'll just make an example. So you got home first and the door was broke. Like, did you fix the door before he got home?
I would call a handyman.
No, but see, Johnny's, that's what I'm saying. It's like we can't.
So let him order DoorDash.
Huh? I'm sorry.
So then let him order DoorDash now. If you don't
that's
call
fine.
a handyman,
that's okay.
let
I'll
him
take a
order
DoorDash,
DoorDash.
Chloe.
What are we talking about?
That don't bother me.
So then what we talking about? So let's all be modern. Let's all be modern up in this piece then. Ain't nobody gonna cook, ain't nobody gonna clean, everybody gonna hire out everything. Everybody have strangers in their house all the time doing everything, raising their kids and all of that. Let's just do that. And then we can have a complete generation where everybody detached. Let's just do that.
Johnny's trolling right now. Johnny's, you trolling right now?
No, because nobody's still answering my question of the balance. And I'm not going against gender roles. It's like nobody's answering my question. I said, I think men also need to retrain themselves. If they have a woman that's working because he can't pay that bills by himself, which is nothing wrong with it, you got to also come through for that woman. I think that's all I'm saying. And that woman, she gonna come through for you. Like you said, women naturally do those things, but they also get tired too of going to work, taking care of kids. Even if you look at the health statistics, I ain't gonna just name my numbers. Women are starting to have more strokes, heart attacks, and everything because they're not just working. They are. I had a coworker my age. She just had one, and she's working hard. She come home, she take care of them kids. She's tired and she's stressed. So I'm saying, how do men also help that woman? I'm just asking for a balance. That's not women. Women gonna still do those things, Chloe. Most women still gonna cook usually for their man. Good women do. You know, we still do those natural things, but at some point, you still want that help because you are helping that man pay that rent. Okay, if he can't pay that $3,000 rent by himself, okay, you get what I'm saying?
So I do, and I guess my answer. This is my answer. Maybe somebody else has a different one, but this is my answer to that. If you are the type of woman where you're saying you're going out to work and you don't mind cooking, you just want some help. You want him to sometimes, lighten the load. Maybe he can wash, maybe he can cook, maybe he can, which to me, honestly, that's fine. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. I guess my point is, I don't understand why this keeps coming up in conversation, because at this point, right? At this point where there's a lot of single people, men and women, at this point, men are having to learn how to cook. Men are having to learn how to do their own laundry. Like, men are having to learn how to clean the house and keep things clean. Like, men are having to learn that in this day and age because, everybody not just settling down like they used to. So in that sense, then the 9 times out of 10, more often than not, you're going to get with a man that know how to at least put an egg in a frying pan, baby, and some bacon. So I guess I'm like, why is this continuing to come up in conversation? Like, that man won't cook if he get hungry. Like, he won't cook. If he fry, and like Vince always like to say, if he cooking a pork chop for himself, why wouldn't he cook one for you? Like, I don't get why y'all keep, and not you in particular, but women in general, because you're not the only one I've heard ask this question. Like, why are y'all harping on this like a man won't cook? Like, y'all know men that won't feed himself. Like, y'all know men that won't cook. Y'all know men who won't wash his clothes. Like, y'all know men. Why y'all dating these men? Why y'all around these men? Why y'all giving these men the time of day? Because the men that I know, the men that's making 6 figures, the men or anything near it, the men who, got something going on for themselves, they'll fry up an egg in a frying pan, baby. They will wash some clothes. They will clean a house. So I guess for me, it's starting to almost feel like women are hanging on to this like with a vice grip as like a justification and an excuse. I need y'all to let this go. Okay, girl, let this go. No, a man that is a solid man that got a good head on his shoulder, that is making good money and knows how to take care of himself, is not going to mind cooking for himself or for you. He's not going to mind putting the laundry in if he see that you dog tired. He's not going to mind putting the kids to bed if he know you worked a long day. What kind of men are y'all with? I agree with you, Johnny. It shouldn't be a problem. You're right. I think it goes back to the fact that maybe some of y'all are around men or seeing men that just are not worthy. They're not worthy. Okay? That's why this keeps being a problem. Because the man that's worthy of your time is not going to be having a problem with cooking. He's not going to have a problem with putting a load of laundry in. Like, ladies, it's men right now on the internet. They're ones that's cleaning the house and cooking the food. They don't even let their wife cook. So I'm just trying to understand, like, why is this a problem? It's starting to, I mean, not from you, Denise. I'm not, like putting you on front. I'm simply saying, why is this seeming to be just a thing that we keep seeing over and over again? Like, y'all let this go. Yes, a man can cook. Yes, a man can share the responsibilities. It ain't nothing wrong with a man sharing the responsibilities, okay? Find you a man that's balanced. But I'm going to just say this. Find you a man that is balanced, that don't mind putting the laundry in if you can't do it, that don't mind washing the dishes if you're indisposed, or vice versa. But all I'm going to say is, if you're looking for that kind of man, be that kind of woman.
Okay, go ahead, Vince, and I'm going to do comments and likes. Go ahead, Vince. Go ahead, man.
I got to jump in on this one. Now, as a 51-year-old man, I think it's all cap. It's all cap, because most of the men that are in my generation were raised by single women. So they was in there cooking, they was in there washing, and they was in there doing a lot of that. So I'm not like my father-in-law who can't do nothing without my mother-in-law. That's a different generation. That over 60. Now, if you're dating a man 65, then okay, I understand that, Johnny's. But if you're dating a man between 40 and 55, he know how to cook because his mama showed him how to cook. He had to cook because he was sitting there by himself while his mama was at work. The problem is these women want to get saved. They want to get, my thing is, a lot of these women, I don't even understand the whole cooking and cleaning, especially when you're a single woman and got kids. You cooking and cleaning anyway. And I think we've had this conversation before. You cooking and cleaning anyway. You working hard and coming home and cooking anyway. Because you got to cook for your kids. So if you got a man there and he cook once a week, that's better than what you got now. If you got a man and he pay a quarter of the rent and half the car note, is better than what you got now. Because now you're paying all of it. But that ain't good enough. And that's y'all problem. Not you, Chinese, but y'all. That's the problem. And see, men, we don't have that problem because all a man wants is peace. Peace and cooperation from the attorney or the lady that work at Walmart. As long as she's cute. It don't matter. But y'all can't do that. Because that same man who, well, if he pick up some of the load, but he only making $40,000, it still ain't good enough. And the problem is, y'all been lied to about this whole power couple. It ain't no power couples. Somebody got to make the sacrifice. Because in these power couples, you know what happened? They don't spend no time together, and somebody wind up cheating. Because you at work for 12 hours, and he at work for 12 hours. And he talking to the secretary instead of talking to you because you ain't at home. Or you talking to the VP because he ain't at home. That's how you grow apart. Because we've been lied to. And sometimes it's just too late. You're going to have to settle if you want a man. And that's the bottom line. We need to stop lying. You're going to have to settle. Because the man that you really want, you're going to have to come home and cook and clean. But you don't want to do that either. You're going to have to work with like a dog and come home and cook and clean. If you want him to pay all the bills and take care of your kids. Your kids. Make his kids. They just keep it 100. I'm not putting no blame on nobody. I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad. But let's just be honest. You want a man to come on, pay all the bills, and take care of your kids. That ain't his kids. That he don't have no legacy for. He probably got his own kids somewhere. But you want him to come pay all your bills, come home, have your son laying around, have your daughter disrespecting him, and come on. No, you ain't gonna get that. Because you know what he can get? He can go get a woman that's gonna give him everything he wants. Y'all can't do that. So in other words, you're gonna have to see, do I want a man with some money and work harder, or do I want to give me a nice little 50-50, 60-40 my way and have some love? Because we just got to be honest. You're going to have to come home and work and cook and clean. Now, as far as Remy, when I was dating Remy, before we got married, she used to work 40 minutes away. And she cooked and cleaned every day. And this was why we were dating. So she did that regardless. So now it ain't no thing. She was doing that and going to work. Now she don't have to go to work. Yeah, I don't have to do nothing. But she was already like that. So if you ain't already like that, then of course you ain't gonna feel like it's a need. She don't want me to cook. She don't want me to make her laundry. And that's how we were when we were dating. Before anything. That's how she was.
Yeah, but Remy had
and that's how I was before we was dating.
But Remy had
let me finish. When we got together, a week after, I was saying, okay, you know what you need, because I'm a natural provider. And she's a natural nurturer. If you're not a natural nurturer and you want to provide it, it's not gonna work. Because he gonna think all I gotta do is I'm gonna bring the bacon and you fry it. I'm gonna bring you the bacon and you fry it. So unless you 25 with no kids, I mean, my thing is y'all want too much and you ain't gonna get it. Because the guy that can give you that, you don't want him. You just don't want him.
Well, Vince, for one thing, we're not gonna use you as an example because
you can't use me because
what I'm saying is most women have no problem with the situation your wife in. Let's just be honest. So let's not, and that's not say.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. If you can afford,
let me finish. I've had women. Oh, I just can't stay at home. And mind you, I've made a lot more money since we've been married. So when we were first married,
so I have coworkers like that. Her husband's an architect, but she feels like if she stops working, it changed the dynamics of the household for her. She feels like he'll have too much power. I have heard that also.
Wow.
And
there you go.
She ain't black, and she ain't black. She's white. So, yes, I've heard.
Wait. Oh, hold on, Janice. Hold on. Let me circle back to that. So you telling me that we got a situation now where ladies are saying that essentially they want this man to come in and pay these bills and take care of them, and basically they don't work. But then at the same time, we're also saying if the man is capable of doing that, we got a situation where the woman doesn't want to participate in that because she feel like he got too much power. So which one y'all want then? Like you can't have it both ways. So you want him to take care of the business and take care of you, but then you want to come back and work because you don't want him to be able to, I guess, control you or something. That's wild.
They want the power and they don't want the power at the same time. It's
that's wild.
You can only choose one or the other. You can't have it. You can't straddle that line. And they're trying to have it where I got control, or I have a say in this thing, or I can be a leader too. But I also don't want the responsibilities of being a leader too. I want the title of it. I want the status of it. I want the appearance of being a leader. I don't want the responsibility that comes with being that, which is what we as men, that comes with it, the responsibility as well as the praise if you do a good job, but you also get a lot of flack if you do a bad job. They don't want the flack, they want the praise. They don't necessarily want the work, but they want the appearance of such. So it's confusing. I mean, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Let me do this real quick. Everybody watching us right now, let's say, do me a favor, hit that like button. I see we got a lot of folks watching right now, YouTube and Facebook. Everybody do me a favor right now who's watching, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button for us right now if you're watching right now. Let me try to man, y'all done blew these comments all the way. Hold on, let me try to get a couple of these if I can. Let me try to get a couple of them. Let's see. J.U. Griffin said the main reason for fatherless homes these days is because young parents have not seen a two-parent home. No example of what to do or not to do in a relationship. No, that's facts. I agree with that, J.U. Griffin. Some folks definitely have not seen an example, right? So they out here just flying by the wayside. They don't really know. Let me keep going. Let's see. Eva Wright said, let's see. So she hurt her child because she's talking about the video. So she hurt her child because her priority was to hurt him. But if that's how she is / behaves, the child is better off in a mature and loving home. No, that's facts too. Yeah, no, there was a lot of toxic activity in that relationship. Thus the title of the show tonight. See, Donovan says, sounds like he wants her, but she draws him in, then runs him away. She wants to control the outcome. Control. A lot of that wrapped up in it too. See, Kenyatta said a lot of men are taking their children and leaving these women altogether. I've been seeing that too, Kenyatta. I've been seeing
a lot of women dropping their kids off with the father. Every time it ain't the men taking them. The women are literally dropping their kids off.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing that. Like I said, so this is a valid comment right here, Kenyatta. I've been seeing that as well. Janice just co-signed on. I've been seeing that same thing. So that dynamic is definitely shifting. So shout out to Blue Exodus. He said, hello, everyone. What's going on with you, brother? Appreciate you joining us tonight. I see Mo Lifts in the building. What's going on with you, man? He said, I think the thing is women don't need us for what they once did, which is basic essentials. Women can now cover the bare minimum, so it makes sense why we have to bring a little more. I'm going to sit on that for a minute.
Push the button for that. Push the bomb button. There we go.
So, Johnny's running the show. Appreciate that comment, Mo Lives. Appreciate that comment. See J.U. Griffin. See what he said. He said black women have been working in and out of the home at the same time, literally since the end of slavery. This is not new. Okay. No, that's facts. See Blue Exodus said Vince right again. Okay. They're showing love. See Mo Live said he's right. Okay. All right. Vince was hitting it. See Blue Exodus. See what's the point of being single in a house? Valid question. Valid question right there. Valid question. Let's see. Blue Exodus said, let's see. Women get money after the man passes away. Of course, they don't need to remarry. LOL. Okay. He was responding to Janice's statement earlier. Let's see. He said, let's see. I say let them go. LOL. If women think they're better single, that's great. Less headaches for the men. There's women everywhere. We don't have to be with women who think like men. Okay. Appreciate that comment right there. Let's see. He said, who's more toxic in relationships? Look at the stats on divorce and domestic violence, and that should answer your question. Okay, appreciate that comment right there. See, Donovan said, white women's equal rights teamed up with black women's fight for civil rights, two separate battles placed under one umbrella. Yeah, now there definitely was a little bit of blurring of the lines on that one, so I agree with that comment. Let's see, Juice TOS, appreciate you joining us. Let's see, if I got to cook, somebody got to wait a minute. If I got to cook, somebody got to leave, and it's not me. She can do, she can do car maintenance. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, I think so.
So they don't want to cook at all, huh? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm trying to catch these comments up. Let's say the comments exploded while we was getting through it over here. See, J.U. Griffin, whenever women say they don't need a man, it's always about their money, their education. It's never about the support, love, raising children, all the things they say they want. Okay. Appreciate that. See, Kenyatta said, what if he can't cook? Well, they ain't talking about that, Kenyatta. They ain't talking about that.
There's YouTube. YouTube.
They ain't trying to talk about that, Kenyatta. Let's see. Shout out to Woodsy in the building. She said, I cook almost every day. My husband and sons do dishes, and my husband does laundry. We turned 26 years old this year. Okay, the anniversary popping. It can work. Okay, appreciate that, Woodsy. Go on help us level set a little bit. All right, see J.U. Griffin, Janice, on your weekend off, are you cutting grass, fixing plumbing, and things you expect of your husband? Paying someone doesn't count. Okay.
Why it don't count? You can't make up the rules.
Uh-oh.
Like what? You can't make up the rules just because you want to make some rules up. Like how that work?
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Ooh, okay.
My dad didn't even fix cars. He took the cars to the shop. He didn't fix my mother's car. He literally took it to the shop.
Let me keep going. Shout out to Remy Williams in the building. She said she gave Chloe the hand claps. Okay. Let's see. Remy also said, say it. Okay. Shout out to Remy joining us tonight. Let's see, Eva Wright. It depends on the household and what works. All homes don't operate the same. The responsibilities are shared for the most part, is what I see. Okay, appreciate that, Eva Wright. Let's see, Donovan. These modern men and women were catered to as children and weren't shown or held to a level of responsibilities. Let's see, they were raised to give expectations. Okay, appreciate that. Let's see, Blue Exodus. My dad cooked, clean, made more money than my mom, never put hands on her, and he still got disrespected all the time. And this disrespect in these relationships, man, I'm starting to see that this is a thing. This is the thing. Now, I understood what you were saying, Blue Exodus. Oh, Nicole in the building, IT. She said, what's up? What's going on, IT? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's see, Donovan. Let's see, a well-rounded single man taking care of all things will not take on a woman who feels she can come in and do nothing and reap 100% of the benefits. Okay, Donovan said he ain't playing out here. Let's see, Blue Exodus. I don't feel like retyping all of it, but men doing more in marriage doesn't mean she's gonna respect you either. She's respectful or she's not. Okay, right. Simple as that. Simple as that. Let's see, Juice, TOS. Let's see, my lady is a NP, cooks and...
Nurse practitioner.
Oh, okay, nurse practitioner, cooks and let's see, something, picks my clothes up from the cleaners if I need her to. Okay, all right. All right, she's supporting. Let's see, Donovan, grandpa and grandma were the original power couple, married 50 plus years solid. Grandma looked out for the mistresses, kids, grandpa, father. Folks today have expectations with no sacrifice. Man, y'all was going,
it happens.
Y'all was going ham.
But the family was still together. Papa was a rolling stone, as they say.
Yeah, it wasn't them kids' fault. It wasn't them kids' fault.
Let's see, Juice TOS. Let's see, a woman will learn how to change a tire for the right man. Is that true, Janice? Will y'all learn to change a tire for the right man?
I don't have a problem with changing tires. I mean, I don't know. I was in the military. I might be a little different.
Stop the cap.
Come on.
It's not that serious.
All right.
Hey, Quay, I got a question.
Go ahead, man.
It seems like women want traditional type men, but they don't want to be traditional type women. That's what I don't understand. You want a man who gonna provide, and not just money, but has leadership qualities, and you can learn something from. Those are pretty much traditional type men. But you don't want to be like your grandmama. Oh no, I'm a modern woman. I won't. But then you don't want a modern man who want to feel like, oh, I'm going to give you love and affection, but I don't, we can do 50-50 or 40-60 your way, and I can cook and clean, but you don't want him either. I don't understand it, ladies, because y'all got to make it make sense. Y'all want traditional man and be today's woman.
Good question, man.
I don't understand. You don't want to cook. You don't want to clean. You should say, I'm gonna cook every day. If I can get a husband, I'll cook every day. I'm cooking now, washing clothes now. Y'all don't just say y'all don't want men. Y'all just want some sex every once in a while. So they come through and watch Netflix with you, and put the kids to bed and let's do our thing. You don't want a husband. Come on, ladies in the comments. Let me hear from you. How y'all want traditional men and don't want to be traditional women? I want to hear it.
Okay, ladies, drop a comment. Y'all heard the question. How y'all gonna want a traditional man, but y'all don't want to be traditional women? Ladies, drop a comment.
Which other women said traditional in any of their comments? I was looking at the comments and nobody said the word traditional of a man. I'm just saying. Because I feel like we just making up terms and nobody said nobody said the word traditional man. I didn't say
no.
You didn't say my God.
You didn't say it. To be fair, Johnny's, you didn't say that. You didn't say that, and none of the women in the comments have said that. But they be all over Joe Biden's internet, girl, talking about they want a traditional, non-stingy man. That's what they be saying. Generous man, a traditional, generous man that provides.
So let me add some clarity.
Okay,
let me add some clarity.
Quay, let's change it and just say a provider type.
No, I was about to clarify for Janice and folks in the comments. So basically what's being said is, so it wasn't said literally. We didn't say literally a traditional man, but what is being described is a traditional type of man. So that's what we mean by that. So yeah, like I said, that's the question right there. Ladies, how you gonna want a traditional type of man, or a man who moves traditionally, but yet you don't want to move like a traditional woman? That's the question right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. Let me get some more of these comments because I still got a little way to go. Let's see. Kenyatta says stay at home wives, girlfriends complain all the time about being home, cleaning, and cooking. Kenyatta, they gotta make up their mind. See, Shantae said, "Oh, what I walk into? What's going on, Tay? You know what you walked into. You know what's going down tonight." Let's see who we got next. Let's see, Eva Wright. It sounds like that man may not be treating her right. I think it's more to that situation. Okay. All right. I think that was from the previous. Let's see. Donovan said, "Grandma didn't cook out of duty. She cooked out of love."
That part.
Okay.
That part.
Straight like that. Shout out to Crystal Reed in the building. She said, "Hello, everyone. What's going on, Reed? Appreciate you joining us tonight." Shout out to Ken in the building. He said, "Let's see, just getting back from Kenya. None of this is a problem there." Man, you know what, man? Don't get me started. This ain't a problem in a lot of places, but over here.
Oh, it's an American thing, because even in DC, we have a lot of Africans. They starting to get divorced too. They get over here and their wives leaving them.
Well, you know, people rubbing off on them, Janice. You know what I'm saying?
But that's common. Americans do rub off culturally. Like if you see a lot of Ethiopian kids, they start to get in trouble. We rub off on people.
No, I understand. That's happening. All right, let me see. Let's see. Wizzy Lynette, she said, "Nope, I'm calling AAA." Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Hold on.
Stop the cap.
Come on now, Woodsy. Now you know I know things now. I be done pulled my phone out, made that call. Come on now, Woodsy. We're not about to do that. Let's see. Keenan said thumbs up to Vince. Okay. All right, Vince, get some love tonight. Go ahead.
I was gonna agree. I think what Donovan said something about women not knowing what they want. Like I will say this. I'll say like, I'll say to myself, man, I want a rich man, right? I'll say that, right? Then I went out with one on Sunday, and I'm like, oh hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like they expect you to do stuff like there's an expectation. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I hear the problem.
Like, oh no, your expectation. But there is I can understand it can confuse me sometimes. I'm like, dang, I want a rich man, like rich, like money. Then they different.
So let me ask this question, Janice, because see, I'm hearing something. I said I'm not directing this at you because I said I hear this stuff all the time. So let me ask this. I want you to lay it out real simple for me. As a woman today who works a job, who generates some income, what is it that y'all want to do? Like when it comes to these relationships, what is it that y'all want to do in the situation, right? Because we hear in a situation where ladies, they don't want the dude to take care of him because then he got too much power. But then we also in a situation where y'all don't want, like Vince said, y'all don't want to do 50-50. Y'all don't want to do the 60-40 your way. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't want to do that. We talk about this cooking and cleaning. You'll cook, but you want him to be cooked. So as a modern woman today, I said, now just give me your opinion. What is it that the modern woman today actually wants to do? Like, how does she want it to go?
I don't know. I just want a well-balanced man. That's all.
What that mean?
It means morals, values, and characteristics still have to be important. They're important to me. So just because you're rich, sometimes their morals and values be a little different than men that ain't rich. They're different. Their sexual appetite is different. Their requirements are a lot different. So I'm just saying, I want, no matter what, a well-balanced man, moral and characteristic wise for me. That's what I'm saying.
So a well-balanced man mean an average man. Nothing wrong with average. That means a C. So can you take an average man's income?
Yeah, income is not my issue. That's not my issue. Like, let's go back to the topic of hand. Fatherless homes. When I date men that have fatherless homes, there's a big difference in the men that I date that did have a father. They move differently. They don't understand. They're a little bit more emotional. I said this before. They are emotional. They don't know how to control their emotions. They act like they're their mama. They got their mama's behaviors.
So can you make a man that makes $50,000? And that's all
It's not
gonna
about
make.
the money, Vince.
Yes or no? This is a yes or no question.
Yes, it's not about the money.
Okay. Okay.
But that's just me. Some people, it probably is about the money, but my money is different. I have VA benefits. You get what I'm saying? I'm taken care of till I die. I'm a little different. So it's not about the money for me.
Okay. All right. Let me keep going.
I think that's cap, Quay.
Nah.
I had a whole broke one. I had a whole broke one for like 3 years. That's not the issue. But when you broke, you still gotta come to the table. I think if you broke, you might have to do a little bit more.
Told you it was cap. See what she just said? Gotta do a little bit. That's cap. See? She told on herself.
That's not a cap. If you ain't making no money, when I come home, yes, the house should be clean.
Oh,
Vince,
come
how you gonna
on.
make no money and then you expect the woman to just do everything?
50,000 is no money. 50,000 is no money.
Vince, he probably made like 20.
Oh, come on.
No, let me get these comments. Let me get some more of these comments.
How you stick around for 3 years at 20 though? That my son make more than that, and he's 21. How do you stick around for
Vince, I'm coming back.
About poverty. I said average. He must have some good. He must have some good throwback, didn't he?
I'm coming back.
The broke ones always do.
See what I'm saying? There we go, right there.
Oh my God!
Let me keep going.
They gotta keep a roof over their head.
see what I'm saying? Let me keep going. Let's see. Nicole said the world is not traditional. It takes teamwork. Nicole, teamwork is still a part of tradition. See, why do y'all act like teamwork is not a part of tradition? It's always been a part of tradition. So yeah, just because we in this quote unquote modern mindset world, don't mean the teamwork go away. Teamwork has always been there. That's never gonna change. Let's see, Eva Wright. Let's see. That's if the husband can't get there in time. Let's see. She said I'm with Lynette on that one. Okay. Let's see. Remy Williams, as it should be. Okay, straight like that. Let's see. Kenyatta, the Arabic community are divorcing at a higher rate too. Welcome to America. No, that's facts. There's definitely a lot going on over here. Let's see. Remy Williams said you get what you qualify for. Straight like that. Let's see. Kenyatta said they don't know, Quay. They don't know. Okay, I gotta ask the questions. Let's see. Keenan, Vince, LOL. Let's see. Remy, do you want brokery or not? Man, these comments wild. Let's see. Shantae. Let's see. Well, if they broke, we not dating them at all, though. Okay. Simple as that.
That's not true.
See, Remy. Let's see. They be mean, Janice. They be mean.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see, Nicole. 50K is nothing on the East Coast. I'm not even about to do it. I'm not about to do it with y'all.
Don't, because it's some people making 50K on the East Coast, but okay.
I'm not about to do it. Let's see. Eva Wright. She said, let's see. J.U. Griffin. He said, I keep hearing either rich or broke. There are plenty of men in the middle. Let's see. That will take care of you. Yeah, I don't know, J.U. I don't know if they want them dudes in the middle. See, that's that average man we keep talking about. I don't know if they want him really at the end of the day.
They don't.
Let's see, Donovan. Let's see. We don't live in a traditional environment. 65 years ago, let's see, a single 8-hour per day, 5-day-a-week income supply to a household of 2 parents and several children. Today's occupation consists of 10 to 12-hour shifts and a 7-day work week. Yeah, so no, that definitely looks a little different based on cost of living and you know all of the things that's in play there. All right, I think that's all the comments. Finally got caught up. Go ahead, Chloe. You want to say something?
I just want to say, so let's have this conversation real quick so we can move on, because I know we're going to do that, and we need to do that. But when we say traditional, we don't mean that it has to look the same way it did 65 years ago, right? That's ridiculous. It can't look the way it looked 65 years ago. It is going to look different, right? Which means that a man might be doing some things traditionally men didn't do, or a woman might be doing some things traditionally women didn't do, right? But it's what we keep is the values. That's what we keep. We hold on to the values, the traditional values, not necessarily that it has to look the way it did. Like, I'm not Donna Reed. I also am a full-time stay-at-home mom. I don't walk around in dresses and heels like this. I'm not living in, the 40s either. And I'm gonna brag on my husband. He works and he is the sole provider for our home. And yes, he will still help me if I need help, because that's what, men that stand on business do. This is why I say what I say. Like, it's about having those values, because if you have those values, ladies, that's what men appreciate. It's the values. And men, that's what women appreciate, the values. But I'm going to say it again. You can't ask for something that you're not willing to give. If you want a man that has a modern mindset, that wants to take care of you in this modern world and do all the things that, you like, but at the same time still have high morals and standards, something that traditionally we didn't even have to ask for, because men just had them and women just had them as well, then you have to present yourself as someone who is that. And I think that's the piece we keep missing. We're presenting this wish list, but we're not providing the same, we're not keeping that same energy. We're not being the things that we're asked for. And I think that matters. We can't keep skating over that. I absolutely am. I am definitely down for having a traditional mindset and holding traditional values. I think that is absolutely possible. And I don't think I actually don't think we need to say stuff like, well, we can't do this, we can't do that. That's not true. We absolutely can. It just depends on if you want to or not. And let's just be honest, a lot of people don't.
I have a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
Whoever wants to answer, Vince, Chloe, whoever. I hear this thing a lot saying women should pick better, right? Pick better. Women pick better, right? And then I would say, I don't know the numbers, so I can't do it. But statistically, I would say women are probably better human beings than men, in the sense of we probably don't kill as much. We don't, it's not saying women don't molest, but number wise, it's probably a lot of more bad men than there are good men. Just statistically looking at the numbers of prisons and murders. Let's just go off of murders. We can go off school shootings. We can go off history. We can go off wars, right? So I think my issue is when
war don't count. War don't count.
It does. It's men. Even now, if we go to Ukraine, all that.
War don't count, though. War don't count, because we always fight somebody else's agenda. That don't count.
But it's still led by a man.
That don't count.
It's led by a man. That's just what it is. So my question is, I don't like when people say pick better. Like, you telling me every woman around this America just picking the wrong man? Like it. I don't think it's just that simple to tell women to pick better. Like, I don't think that's the right answer to say. You can take Price, you can take Vince. Yes, those are stand-up dudes. There's a lot, but it's just not that simple. I don't think, to say pick better.
But nobody said it was simple.
No, I'm just saying.
Hold on, let me respond to that.
I don't think that's a fair response to tell somebody to pick better.
No, I got you, Johnny. So let me just say this. So we just watched the video. So we literally just watched a video of a lady who had a child with a guy that she didn't even want to be with. Then she literally picked him a second time to have another child with him. Then essentially got rid of the child, lied to him and told him that the child had passed away. Then when the host told them that they probably need to stop having sex, then she said she can go back for one more time. So see, that's I think that's what we're talking about when people say things like, what I'm saying, people need to pick better. Yeah, we're talking about making a decision that is a lifelong decision. After the first child that she had with that man, she should have been done. But she actually doubled back. And see, when you double back, you can't be upset now, because see, that's you making a decision. You made a decision to double back. That man didn't force you to come back for a second shot of having a second child with a dude that has already shown you that he's not a worthy dude. So that's what we're talking about.
But aren't women picking better than, in a sense, if a lot of them are single, they are vetting. No. A lot of women are single because they are vetting men. They're like, I don't like when you do this. I don't like this. I don't like that. Now they're super picky. Women to the point are overly picky. So that's what I'm saying. Where's the balance now?
So just real quick.
Go ahead.
When you made the moral argument that women are basically that they're superior in the sense that they're not out killing and murdering all this other stuff.
I didn't use the word superior, but go ahead.
But morally is what you was insinuating. So you can't say, well, I didn't say the sky was blue, but we know the sky is blue. So
is it?
The point is that we ignore the kind of, well, let's just take the deletion. There's a big debate about that on whether or not that's actually the murdering of innocent souls, but there's a lot of people that believe it, and there's millions of people who were deleted and that's not something that men have the power to do, but only women can do. So you can make the argument that, hey, men, they do a lot of destruction and killing and all this stuff. When people we can see they're alive, they're outside the womb, but somehow we don't count what women do in their womb, and not for these moral reasons of I was raped or this happened or it's for my own life safety, which is something like 2%. The vast majority is because that's a form of birth control. So when we talk about moral superiority between the two sexes, that's not a fair argument because it's probably about equal. It's probably about equal, and it's untold numbers of people who were deleted in the womb. But there's also, yes, men do start the wars, men do all those things, and it happens. That sometimes is a consequence of living in a society that you live in, that you call America. You've been in the Army, so it has sometimes you get your hands dirty in order to have the kind of peace and the freedoms that we have and the wealth that we have. There's a lot of raping and pillaging and all this type of stuff that goes on to make yourself the number one country in the world. So there's always going to be a sacrifice somewhere to be made, and men are involved on that front, but women are also involved on their own battles. They fought to keep Roe versus Wade and to make it completely legal and to just do it whenever you want to do it, even against the man's will. When I know many men who wanted to keep a child don't have a right in saying whether or not they can keep a child, and they went half on it, and they get destroyed for it. I still talk to men who deal with that trauma to this day because it wasn't their choice to make; it was the woman's choice. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I just thought that was interesting that you try to make that comparison, and it's not.
That was a wonderful point. That was a wonderful point. I've never really sat down and thought about it like that, but you're absolutely right, because how can we justify one murder over another? Like, you can't. If we're talking about having moral standards and having high moral standards, then you can't. And then not only that, but if we want to overgeneralize, which we tend to do on these shows, right? If we want to overgeneralize and say that men by and large are the more violent sex or gender, okay, cool. Let's go with that then. Women by and large are not vetting properly. They're not. When we talk about pick better, right? Like, Quay just gave a great, comparison by using the example of the video that he played. But also we can see this by the fact that women are being impregnated by the same handful of guys. There's still plenty of men who have not had children yet. Yet we still have all of these fatherless homes and all of these illegitimate children. And it is because women are picking the same guy and procreating with this guy. So this guy has 7 kids and 7 baby mamas, 5 kids and 4 baby mamas. Like, this is literally what we're seeing. So these women are different women are picking this same man that's a deadbeat over and over and over again. So when we say women pick better, right? We don't mean that you know, we don't mean that as an offense. It's not about offending or triggering. But you know, where there's a little smoke, there's some fire. So if people are getting offended, there may be because there's some truth to it. Like, as women, you raising your standards, right? And saying, well, he got to be this and he got to be that and he got to have this and he got to get that, but you still sleeping with dudes that don't have any of that. That's not raising your standards. Because if you're going to raise your standards and say, well, the man that I want to be with, like the one that I want to settle down with, though, like the one that I really gonna be live my life with, he got to have this, and this. But then, let me just take it there, respectfully. But then when you need that itch scratched, you don't have to have half of those qualifications. But
none
see,
of those
end up being the ones that y'all end up getting stuck with because oopsies happen, or you know, he put it down a little too good. Now he got you in a chokehold. And these are the things that keep happening. So yeah, it's valid for people to say women need to pick better. I'm a woman, and even I am going to put that burden on a woman. I'm sorry, y'all can be mad at me all y'all want. Unpopular opinion. I'm still going to put the burden on the woman. You know why? Because you control the access to your body. You control the access to sex. You control the access to children. All of that. You control that because you can say no. You can do this. Just like you can decide you don't want to keep the baby, even though the daddy wants the baby. You can say no. So I'm always going to put the burden on the woman because at the end of the day, it's her choice. Unless he forcing her, it's her choice. So yeah, when we say women pick better, I mean, I know maybe that's hard to hear, but it's true. Pick better. Is it easy to pick better? No. Is it easy to wait for the right guy as opposed to just jumping in with any other dude? No. But nobody ever said it's easy. It actually is simple though. It is. It's just not easy. That's the difference. And people like the path of least resistance because people don't really want to work.
Do you think it's a biological, like an instinct? So like they have the qualities in the man that they want. For example, well, I could use myself as an example. And women have told me outright, sometimes they get a little drunk and tipsy. They'll tell me exactly why they want to sleep with me. Oh, you're just tall. Like, you don't even know. Oh, you got curly hair. Like, I can imagine how my babies are. You don't even know. We barely talk for 5 minutes. And they're not going to be as bold like that when they're, sober. But you can see it's just a certain desire that they have for the type of men that they want to, I guess, procreate with or have kids with. They have these fantasies of what they want their child to look like. But they don't have the foresight of how their child is going to be raised, potentially, what kind of father that man is, or could possibly be. They're taking a gamble based on what they feel, how that man would be, based on just the initial first impression. So do you think, it seemed like some of these women they don't have a father to help guide that instinct, which is, it's natural because they're the choosers of who they let inside their body. But if there's not a father around, whether it's uncle or a father, or some sort of fatherly figure to be there to tell them, okay, you have these instincts, but you have to have that, but also vet the person at the same time. It seems like the vetting process is completely skipped. It's like they go blank. I'll sometimes tell them, but you don't even know me. And they just look at me like, huh? So are we gonna do it or not? And it's like, I'm trying to I'm trying to help you. Like, you don't like, okay, I'm not her father. So that's the type of situation that I see a lot of modern women go through. They don't have that, they don't have that filter that is supposed to, at least when I grew up, it was there to some extent. It was, yeah, I'm attracted to this dude. He has all the qualities that I want, that I look for, I can imagine myself being with, but will he be a protector? Will he be a provider? Does he have a stable job? These things go out the window if it's a man that is 6 feet tall, over 6 inches, six-figure salary. These things come into play, and it just triggers something, and they just all the logic goes out the window. Now it's just I just want to sleep with him. If we get pregnant, or we'll figure it out along the way. Maybe I'll abort it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep it and have another man raise it and find a man who I was supposed to get with in the first place. So you got that dynamic. That it's a lack of foresight in the filtering process that it's just for whatever reason it's just not there at that decision making instant, which can be a lifetime. I call it a jail sentence for a lot of men and women because of that one decision. I just want him. The man, he's rarely going to turn down sex. You say you want him, he's going to probably take it because you're offering it to him. You're the chooser. So he's rarely going to say, nah, I'm not going to do it. You look good enough. He's going to be like, dang, she don't even know me. Oh, well, I'm going to get and do it anyway because I ain't had none in a couple of weeks, so why not? So the burden is on the woman to make the smart choice and say, yes, I want to sleep with the guy, but let me step back a second and put this fire, this passion that I have for this man on the back burner just long enough so I can think through clearly. Is he stable? How is his relationship with his parents? Is he going to be a violent man? All these things don't even seem to matter if it's a man that they genuinely want. And by the way, they don't have no problem cooking and cleaning and doing all these feminine duties and being submissive for the men that they do want. So it's always a problem for men that they don't want or they settle for. That's when the conversation becomes that, oh, well, are you going to split the house duties with me? Are you going to do this for me? None of that matters. That guy can be a baby boy all day long. He got muscles. He looks a certain type. He acts a certain way. He's masculine a certain way. That's just her type. That's it. I'll cook and clean for you. You can stay at home. You don't have to work a day in your life. That's how it is because I know that's how it was with me.
No, that's real. Appreciate that right there. Go ahead, Janice.
Not to be petty or backtrack, but abortion and murder is not the same because legally, constitutionally, women can have abortions. You can't sit around here. No, you can't sit around here and just
slavery was legal in the Constitution too.
You can't just sit around here and shoot up people. You can't go into school.
Hold on, Joe. Hold on, Joe. Let her finish.
Legally, abortion is legal in a lot of states. It's certain. Yes, it is. So we cannot compare murder, random acts of murder, to abortion when it is legal based in America. So I'm just going the legal route.
If it's not the same,
if we go the legal and ethical route based off Americans' legal laws, you can have abortions. You cannot sit there and shoot up schools. You cannot sit there and rape women on the street. Just like that dude killed that 19-year-old girl, that twin, the other day because she didn't want to talk to him. You cannot just go around killing people. So that's not compare abortions.
You just have
to random acts
of what murder is different.
Murder. That's it.
Well, hey, we both agree that you can go around killing people. But the difference is that I consider babies and women and fetuses being conceived in the womb as people as well.
You're being personal when legally it's legal. No, because you said I. And that's not how the law works in America. It's legal.
I agree. I agree it's legal, but I also agree that slavery was legal at one time.
What's your point? The point is that's not trying to jump onto other things. The point is I said murder and then you brought abortion. You can't compare it.
It's the same. It's exactly the same.
You can't compare the two legally.
Because if it wasn't the same, then the man who I know,
I'm gonna say is legally.
The man, wait a second.
Legally,
the man who I know,
the same. That's all.
The man who I know who had an abortion against their will, they would not have been as hurt and devastated and traumatized as a result of what a woman did to this random fetus. That wasn't a person.
And I'm not saying it's wrong, but all you're talking about is feelings. It's all based off feelings. Feelings. That's not how America works. Legally, abortion is legal in a lot of states, and legally, you cannot go around just murdering people. That's just what it is. Let's take the feelings out of it. That's all.
No, I got you. I don't want to. Hold on. I want to pause this one because I don't want us to get flagged up. Because I said I know the stuff gets sensitive with this type of topic, so I don't want us to get flagged up by the YouTube and the Facebook people. So let me just hold this one right here, listen. I don't want them to shut the live down. Just hold on. Hold on.
Hey, Quentin, I say something about the picking.
Go ahead, Vince. Go ahead, man.
Yes. And if you really be honest with yourself, see, we don't like to be honest with ourselves. If you really look at it, our picket was wrong. You didn't ask the right questions when you met him. You didn't look at the right things when you met him. And then you say, well, he wasn't this. Well, did he have a job when you met him? Did he have other kids? Yeah. Well, was he in their life? No. Did you ever see him in the 6 months y'all dated? Was he ever with his children? No. How did he take care of the things that he said he loved? We never. So yes, we need to pick better. And see, back in the day, it was a little easier because we were a community and we knew each other. We knew each other growing up in church, at school. We knew his parents, his grandparents, his aunties. We knew how he was raised was a little different. Now we finding people at the gas station. Finding our husband on Facebook and wife on Facebook. We don't know nothing about them. So yes, you do need to pick better. A lot of these living after the baby, oh, well, he said, and you know what the first thing I asked him? I said, well, when you met him, was he working? Did he have other kids when you met him? Did you meet his mom and his daddy? And when you found out, did you still sleep with him?
Yeah.
Well, I have feelings by then. So it was your fault. Just like it's the dude's fault. If you going over a chick house and she feed her kids Doritos and Huggy Juices, you know what you got, but you just wanted to feel that thing.
What type of juice? What they drink?
The little Huggy Juice and Doritos from the gas station. You see them in the morning taking their kids to school and they stop at the gas station and get their lunch and they get the Doritos and the Juicy Juice.
I know what Juicy Juices are.
They don't have no sandwich. They ain't getting no banana. They getting Dorito chips, some cookies,
I said, what's a Huggy,
and a Juicy Juice.
Okay, a Juicy. I ain't got young kids no more, Vince. I'm sorry.
And then the dude will see that little thing behind it and be like, ooh. And then when you get her pregnant, she want to take you. So yeah, men need to pick better too. It ain't one way.
I agree. The community, it does help. Like when I was younger, you meet people in church. The family knows everybody. Now nobody don't know nobody.
Yeah, and then we're too scared to ask the questions. Well, you need to know. How your relationship with your mama? How your relationship with your daddy? And if they lie, all you got to do is wait. Men are stupid.
A lot of men do not. They don't like those questions, though. They don't like those questions.
And those the ones you like, okay, goodbye.
I love them. I don't get them enough.
If I can't ask you about your kids, then we don't need to talk anymore. If I can't ask you about your parents and you want to sleep with me, put your raw D inside me, because you know we all going raw. Come on now, we all going raw.
Vince, hold on.
Y'all need to ask no questions and you'll let them go raw though.
Hold on. So okay, let me touch that because Vince, I know you ain't lying either, bro. So what's up with that? So what has? Because I know we talking right now. I know we talking about picking better, right? So I'm looking at it as we picking on the wrong things, right? We looking at the wrong things to pick, right? Well, I got to touch this point that you just dropped, Vince. So you spot on. I need to understand it, man. This raw stuff. This man's running rampant. I'm just going back to the video right now with the young lady. Two kids with the guy, knowing that the dude wasn't about nothing, but she done doubled back. Then trying to go back for a third session after the host told her y'all need to stop having sex. She trying to go back again. So what's up with all this? What's up with all the raw stuff now? I mean, we not concerned about diseases no more. Like I know we talking about children being brought in, but we don't care about diseases no more either. Like, what's up with that?
We're not being responsible. We're not being intentional. That's not knowing your worth, especially men. We don't care. Shit. If it ain't worth dying for, it ain't worth having.
What? My goodness, dude.
Oh my God!
Wow. He's right.
I mean, I don't. But
people going raw diggity.
But condoms aren't like a natural instinct for human. Like think about men. Like we weren't. It's something that was it was created.
It's natural instincts if you don't want a baby. It's natural instinct for you. But see, so many of us are in survival mode. We're not into, and that's why men need to be more worthy because he needs to be like, look, if I'm sticking this thing is gold. It's millions riding on this thing, so I can't put it everywhere.
Wow.
But if you got a man who don't care, I don't care if you file child support me. I ain't got no job anyway. I move and shake. You ain't gonna track me down anyway. Oh yeah, I want a son, and I already got 4 sons they ain't taken care of. Well, I want a son with you, baby, because you that one. And y'all fall for them lies. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. We gotta stop the lies. We gotta, especially women. Y'all gotta bet better. You gotta ask the proper questions, and you gotta do it when you're young. Because when you get old, you start settling. You gotta do it when you at your peak, where you can get this one, and then you got a little bit more variety, and you can say, okay, I don't want this one, but I still got him on the line I can have. But when you wait till you 45 with 3 kids,
they don't care about condoms, man. Like, I've always been shocked how many. I will be the one be like, oh look, I got to go to the gas station real quick, and they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, oh, you just gonna kill the move. And I'm like,
before
wait,
I got married, I was at the door a couple times, and I was like, ooh, I could no, you can't be my baby mama. I don't want no more child support. Let me go to the gas station right quick. But see, I had already been through those rigors of child support. I said the next one gonna be my wife, and she ain't going nowhere. But you gotta pay attention when you gotta be responsible.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
But a lot of these guys, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And then the ladies wanna complain. It's very rarely that even when, and I can be honest, even in my friends group on Facebook, when I see people who get married and they get divorced, a lot of times I'll be surprised. Because it wasn't set up to begin. It wasn't set up good to begin with. It wasn't set up to really work. You know, they've been together for 8 years, broke up to 5 or 6 times, and they got married just because, we can't leave each other alone. She really didn't want him, but he was the nice guy. Go take care of her kids. The baby daddies ain't nowhere. And, oh, well, he don't do it for me, but he a good guy, and I'm going to marry him. And then you ain't satisfied with him. He married a chick because she cute, and that's all it is.
I got my dream girl. Your dream girl doesn't. Your dream. Your dream girl. You're not her dream guy.
It's betting on both sides. But we got to take accountability. See, a lot of people don't want to take accountability. They want to blame. Oh, well, he did this and he did that, or she did. Well, you picked her. Just like with my first wife, I picked her. Didn't ask nothing. Didn't ask what you want in a wife. What you want. Didn't ask nothing. We just in love. Young, dumb, and in love. Couldn't stay married a year.
Yeah. No, I just want to understand it, man. Because I said some of this stuff, of course, clearly it seems preventable, right? But we still choosing to kind of go into these situations. And like I said, I'm really just referencing back to the video. Even in that situation, the young lady still was willing to go back, knowing it was toxic, knowing it was a mess, knowing it was something that she definitely shouldn't be doing, but she still was ready to go back and go get her another little shot, before they was done. And it's just like, you hit the spot on, Vince. I mean, we definitely got to take some accountability, because I said at the end of the day, we making some bad decisions. And a lot of these decisions are lifelong decisions. This ain't no short-term stuff. Yeah, the lack of condoms, that's not no short-term stuff if that don't go well. Yeah, bringing these kids in the world with these folks that we know we don't want to be with long-term, like that's a lifelong decision. It just seems so easy for us to make them. Yeah, I don't know. Let me check in with see, we got John the Baptist just hopped on. John, you there, man?
What's going on, fam? How we doing this evening?
Doing good, brother. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
You want to say anything, man? Are you good right now, man? Because I know we ain't gonna be on here too long, but yeah, you want to say anything at all, man?
What made me pop up was y'all start having a conversation about going in raw. I'm going to admit I've been at the game almost 30 years, so I've been out the game.
Dang, that's too long, bro.
But at our age, are you telling me at our age that you still got old folks going raw? I'm 50. Are you telling me we got 50-year-olds out here going raw?
Yeah, John.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is crazy.
Have y'all seen the statistic at nursing homes? They running rapid.
Okay.
Nursing homes
I
going
heard
wrong.
about that.
Nursing home was a different story because you got dementia all the time. I can understand the nursing homes. You talking about young adult? You talking about adults who in their right mind, 40, 50 years old, still ain't learned their lesson from their 20s yet. That's stupid to me. I'm sorry. I know I've been out of the game for a minute. I go raw because I'm married, 30 years in. So if she get pregnant at 40, well, if she get pregnant now, we got a Moses and the Sarah going on right now. That ain't finna happen. But if it happens, it's a blessing from God. But if I was divorced or single, no, why are we going raw? I got too much to lose.
How you think these 40-something-year-old women getting pregnant? You think they want kids at 40, single, and 41 and 42 and 43? You think they want a kid at that age?
Hold on,
Single?
I'm sorry. Ain't
With a
that much
20-year-old and they single?
Ain't that much passion in the world to be 40 and stupid? Ain't that much passion in the world? It ain't. I'm sorry.
I don't know, John. They say they can't feel it though, man. Maybe that's what it is. They say they can't feel nothing.
You better start there. I tell you what, stop having so much sex. That's what's wrong. You having too much sex. You desensitized down there.
Oh man,
I feel you. I feel you, man. Like I said, I'm trying to understand it myself, man. Because I said I just remember a time. I said I'm dating myself right now. I just remember a time. I mean, wasn't no young lady. She wasn't letting you like that. That wasn't happening like that. You had to show and prove something. Yeah, but now, you know, to Vince's point, you know, folks just out here just doing what they do, and I'm trying to understand it. I said outside of the child, I'm thinking about the diseases and anything else out here that's going on, and I'm like, we just out here just nilly-willy in that type of scenario. Like that's, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm an old head at this point.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm an old head. I'm too old for this.
I feel you. Go ahead, Chloe. You want to say something?
I mean, I was just gonna say respectfully. I was just gonna say between the holes that are like caves and all the erectile dysfunction going on. I mean, you know, I guess you got to do something out here to get it popping off. So I guess you gotta, you know, I mean, you gotta. If the fire is lit, I guess you just gotta let it burn. I mean, you know, just saying. I guess
let wet burn though. What are we
Wait,
talking
Chloe,
about?
I don't know what side you on. I heard erectile dysfunction. So I feel like it's a shot towards men, but then wait. Can you rephrase that so I can understand?
This what y'all tell me.
A lot of men do have that. A lot of men do have that.
Between the holes the size of caves and all the ED going on, I mean, I guess when the fire is lit, y'all just let it burn out here. You know,
yeah, let it burn will actually make it burn though.
They got pills for that.
Man, I gotta get y'all up out of here.
There's some stuff out there that can't be cured with a pill or a shot.
Well, she threw shots at both women and men because erectile dysfunction is running rapid, which is actually normal.
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that all the women is for the streets, okay, and ran through, and I keep hearing that all the men got ED. But yeah, and still we keep seeing all the illegitimate babies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to figure out how we got all these STDs and illegitimate babies with all this ED and all these women for the streets. I don't know. So y'all figuring it out.
Valid question.
I don't know the age of the panel. Everybody's on the panel. But if I'm just taking just throwing a dart at the dartboard, just throwing the blind dart at the dartboard. I'm assuming we all about the same age.
We are.
We should be talking about ED, and we should be talking about not being able to have babies. That's about our speed. Going wrong is a 20-year-old conversation. Come on, what are we doing here?
Man, we just like I said, we get the content, John. We get the content, man. And like I said, it is a lot of that going on out here. Like I said, condoms is not popular no more. And And yeah, I mean, it's a different time. And I said, then we want to wonder why things are going the way that they're going. Yeah, we're not vetting properly. We being irresponsible, not protecting ourselves, not giving ourselves no type of protective, measures while we being responsible. Like we just out here reckless and then wonder why we see what we see. Go ahead, Vince. Then we're gonna get ready to start rapping, man.
But you gotta look at it too. A lot of the people our age, especially the ladies, they want to be young. They go and get these BBLs so they can look 10, 15 years younger. They hanging out with their 20-year-old daughters. And I'm talking about hanging out. I can't imagine my mama hanging out with her mama. Like their girlfriends. So a lot of these, these 35, 40, they feel like, well, I had my baby at 19 and they grown and now I got to do my thing. So they out here they think they 30 and they 42. So they want to, they say I might not get it again. I might, if I'm gonna get it, I might as well get it good.
To be fair to the conversation, the only thing that mothers and daughters and fathers and sons should be doing together is probably working out. I got a 27-year-old son. Only thing I do with my son, we go to the gym, we work out together. I do cardio and lift weights. We lift weights together. That's the only thing I do with my son. Other than that, I'm not hanging out with my son. I'm not partying with my son. I'm not. It's like no, we're in two different. I'm going to be a mentor to him. So I get what you're saying there. Once you get to a certain age, leave that life alone and accept the road that you're in. I'm a mentor. I'm a father now.
That's real.
That's real.
You want to go ahead, man?
Yeah, my son 27. What I'm like trying to be his best friend.
That's real. Did you I saw you lean up, Janice. You want to say something? You good?
Everybody's parenting style is different. I'm not here to judge it. That's all.
Okay. She must hang out with her.
My mother's 67, and that's my best friend. We go out, we hang out, and I love my mother. I was very close to my parents, and that's just how I was raised. Family, we're close. That's just what it is. I understand what you guys saying. Yeah, I ain't gonna be up in the club with my daughter, but I was raised in a close-knit family, so yeah, that's my best friend, and that's just how I feel.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about being in the club. That's what.
Well, you ain't say that. You know, you got to be literally.
No, he said that. He said that.
I'm not talking about going to Applebee's.
Wait,
I'm not saying going out to eat.
Chloe, if y'all haven't learned
to see a Tyler Perry show,
you gotta be literal. You gotta say the words you mean.
I said hang out. I'm talking about going to the club. The shaky mom and daughter twerking on the dance floor. Well, and the same guys is looking at her and her daughter.
Now I agree with you.
That's what I'm talking about. They be at the club twerking. That's right. Smacking on each other's booties.
You see it on
business. And the same guys is looking at both of them. You know that, right?
You see it on TikTok. You see it on TikTok.
The 45-year-old guys is looking at her and her 24-year-old daughter. That's the crazy thing. And they think it's okay.
Did you say TikTok?
Yeah, John said that. Yeah, John said TikTok.
Y'all. I'm not even on TikTok. That's a whole
I'm not on TikTok either.
Let's see, Johnny. That's why you don't see the stuff we be talking about, because you ain't on TikTok. That's why you don't see it.
This. No, that TikTok
content. on Facebook. She see it. She see it on Facebook.
She see it.
But Facebook, you control your narrative because you're only putting people that you okay with seeing. I block people that if they do too much, I'll block them. So Facebook, you control your narrative. TikTok, I don't know. I don't know about TikTok.
All right. We're gonna leave it at that. I can't keep us on here all night. It's 10:30 this side of town. We got to get up out of here. Let me come to the panel. Any closing statements? I'm gonna let this wide open. So y'all know, anybody got anything they want to get off their chest? Anybody?
I had a question.
Go ahead, Johnny.
When we was talking about that other conversation, you said YouTube be blocking certain conversations.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, certain words that you say, the algorithm will block it. So the S word, the R word, any LG, any type of stuff.
It could be a political view. It could be anything like that. They will. Yeah.
So you have to be careful with some of the conversations that you have and the words that you use, because it will get caught in the algorithm. Then you'll get, basically get blocked. And we don't want that to happen. Like I said, this was a great conversation. All right, so let me do. I'll go in order. Let me do some closing. And we got to get out of here. Let me go to Vince first. I'm gonna flip it up tonight. I'm gonna go to Vince. I'm gonna go to Janice, Chloe, Joe, John the Baptist. We're gonna get on out of here. Vince, you want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
I'm just gonna say, take accountability. We all of a certain age. We all got a certain amount of time left. Try to find your happiness, real happiness. That's it.
Okay, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that closing. Janice, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
Ditto. Piggyback off of Vincent. Vince. I said Vincent. That is it.
All right, appreciate that. Chloe, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
I just want to. I want everybody to be for real about their own toxic traits. Literally, I think like we all, if we're honest, we all can cop to something about us that we need to improve, something about us that somebody else can interpret as toxic, a behavior, a habit, a mindset, anything. Like, so we just have to be honest and recognize that we all out here, operating in trauma. So if that's the case, we all have that potential to be toxic. So when the question is, who was more toxic in your relationship? I mean, honestly, it's really just a bait topic, because at the end of the day, we all bring stuff into our relationships. The thing is when we can't be honest and cop to it, when we can't recognize these things about ourselves and do the work to repair and restore, then it becomes an issue that is most likely going to come between you and whomever you're in a relationship with. When we say stuff like pick better, and that's triggering for some people, and they can't recognize how this is something that they've done, then right there, we're being disingenuous when we have these conversations. When we say that it's not okay for someone to speak their feelings, to say what they feel, we tell them they need to take their feelings out of it. Yet we might go around, and every decision we make is based off our feelings. That's gaslighting. Don't tell someone else that because you don't agree with how they feel, that they need to take their feelings out of it. That's crazy to me. We got to stop doing that. And lastly, I'll say, a special shout out to Joe for standing on business earlier about the whole standing on business earlier about the whole moral high ground and who's more moral, men or women. And shout out to you for standing on business. That's all.
It was still based off feelings. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, baby, I mean, if you want to say it was based off feelings, we could say that wild claim that you made about men.
No, but his claim.
You made several wild claims tonight. You made several. You made
compare abortion to murder.
Generalizations.
It's the truth.
Several. You made.
It's the truth.
Several.
It was the truth.
Generalizations tonight.
It's the truth.
Several. Even to the point where you had to then ask us, like, well, do y'all see that? I mean, or is that what y'all see? Because I don't see this and I don't see that. When you have to say that, just be honest. Because I'm gonna stand on business too. Just be honest. Whenever you have to then say, well, do you see that? Do y'all see that? Because I don't see that. And once again, even when you say something like that, that's based off your perception. That's coming from a place of a feeling that you have. It's coming from a place of a feeling that you have. When you say, I this and I that. So if we're going to do that, we can't take our feelings out of it. All of us are feeling. Everybody has a feeling.
Yep. Y'all got to be careful with that word. Be careful with that word.
You came in the ending. My feelings was only about when he said abortion and murder. You can't compare something that's legal and something that's not legal. That's all I said.
Okay, so I said the difference is legal doesn't mean moral. Legal does not mean moral. It's not. So just because something is allowed legally doesn't mean that it's morally acceptable.
Moral
There's a lot of things that happen,
but it's based off how you feel.
There's a lot of things in this world that happens on a daily basis that is allowed, But that doesn't mean that they're morally correct simply because this judicial system has allowed us to do them and then get away with them. That doesn't mean that it's morally acceptable, right? That doesn't mean that it's okay simply because a Supreme Court said we can do it. So because they said we can do it based off of how they feel, then it's okay. It's okay then. That's not how that works, and we know that's not how that works because the laws of this land, we don't even agree with all the laws of this land. We don't. The laws of this land don't even stand up to our own personal moral codes.
That's
so
how America
we
works,
can't say so just because you say something is legally allowed doesn't make it morally correct. So he can say, Joseph can say that in his purview, right, from his perspective, that when a woman does that, it's not right. To him, it's the N word, right?
Yeah.
He can say that and be okay. That's okay for him to say
but
that.
That's not my
That's
issue.
okay. Because
That's
you can't tell him to take his feelings out of it.
That's not my issue.
You're expressing yours. So
that's
if you
not my
express
issue.
your feelings, then you got to let him express his, baby.
That's not my issue. When I went, listen, the issue is not about feelings. When you do statistically, what I'm saying,
you made it about the feelings,
Chloe. But that's what it was. You can't change my words around. If I'm talking
you made it about the feelings.
Hold on. Go ahead, Johnny. Let you finish. Listen, we got to wrap.
When I'm talking statistically, he can't compare abortions to murder. He can morally.
You don't have statistics.
Chloe,
you didn't give us statistics.
Chloe, he can.
You didn't give us
morally.
statistics.
He can morally.
You didn't give us statistics.
What I'm saying is you can't say a woman's killing more
You
through
didn't give us
abortion
statistics,
if it's legal. That's my whole thing.
You did not give us statistics. It does not matter.
It's legal.
All right, we gotta keep going because I said we gotta wrap. We gotta wrap for the now. We'll come back. We gotta wrap. We gotta get off here tonight.
I'm just saying, listen, just because you don't agree, don't mean that you can tell somebody to somebody else down about
for
it.
abortion or against abortion.
That's because you don't agree with it. Don't mean you can shut somebody down about it. That I don't. That's not even. We're not doing that.
Let me go to Joe. Let me go to Joe.
We're not doing it. That don't mean it's right.
All right, ladies. I gotta go to Joe. Joe, go ahead so we can get on out of here, man. What you saying closing, man?
These women just absolutely refuse to take accountability, gaslighting, being narcissists, but then want to turn around and tell somebody else
legal,
that
Chloe.
they not
you can
supposed
say
to.
all you
This
want
is
to.
crazy
It's
talk.
legal.
This is absolutely insane. Now I understand why men don't want to be bothered. This is crazy to me. This is insane. Is this what y'all dealing with? No one.
Yeah, it is.
This is why I don't deal with it.
All right, let me go to Joe. Joe, go ahead. What you want to say in closing, man?
Well, the question was, is this what we're dealing with? By and large, yes. It's so that's why I'm not excited. Well, even when it's like whatever, I'm used to it because that's what I grew up around. That's just kind of the mindset, and it's like actually, I would say Janice makes a point. Morally, I can say it is the M word, but by the law, it is not the M word. She's right about that. But the argument was not that at all for me. It wasn't arguing whether it's legally M word or not, because I agreed on that. It was just calling a spade, like it is what it is. It's like there were abolitionists who thought that slavery was wrong, and at the time it was legal. So you couldn't say that was immoral legally. But by something greater than themselves that said, wait, even though the land says that it's legal to own slaves, we as a group of people, the Quakers and the abolitionists and certain groups of people in the North, they all came together and said, even though we're a minority here, something about this isn't right. And history has proven to show that they were right. Slavery is immoral in every way. And America was one of the first to acknowledge it and say, and be the example around the world that this isn't right. And slowly over time, other countries started to fall in suit. Say, oh, we're not supposed to own human beings. That's not a normal thing to do. But it's been that way for hundreds of thousands of years. You could say that all that was legal, that was moral according to them. But it took a certain group of people at a certain period of time to say, there's something else here that we believe everyone should have the right to have their own autonomy, their own sense of freedom. And that includes people that don't look like us. And that's us on this panel. So if it was it was legal morally, I suppose, at the time, but it became illegal, and now we recognize it to be immoral. I believe that history will show hundreds of years from now, the millions of fetuses, if that's the word they want to use, they'll look back and say, "Wow,
which
this
is a
is
baby.
off."
Fetus
Which
means
it is.
offspring.
It is. I mean, it just is what it is. And even when a woman conceives, she says, "I am with child." It's a natural. It's not something that just they made up a few years ago. It's always been, "Oh, I'm with child." They recognize it, and it's also, but that's a whole different, story for a whole nother day. We made that point, and it's a very political point. I get it, but emotionally, am I attached to it? I used to be very, very strongly. Seeing some of the photos, some of the women who actually had the procedure done, what they went through. Some of them were very nonchalant about it. Some of them were very remorseful of it, and it's like, well, the ones who are remorseful of it, what if it wasn't? If it was just a legal procedure, it was just a medical procedure. Why do they feel so much guilt about it? And it has something to do with that goes above and beyond themselves and goes to like a God of some sort that they may or may not have believed in, but now they believe in now. They feel something, and whatever that is. Oh, I had a dream about this child that I got rid of. Oh, now it's a child, but at the time it wasn't. It was you just wanted to have your freedom. You didn't want the responsibility. You didn't want to take the responsibility when you decided to let that man do what he did to you, and you both agreed to do it. It was consensual, but that is what it is. I think that everyone makes their own choices. Everyone has to make their own bed and lie in it. And I'm not the judge or jury. I just see what it is for what it is. And it's like, if you're going to say that men are these, which I agree that we go around wars and testosterone will have you doing crazy things. You want to conquer land? Yeah, people are going to be deleted. You go to Israel, Gaza, things are going to happen where people are going to get in the crossfire who are innocent, and that's primarily men. We can all agree on that. But it was just that when you said that, oh, we're predominantly the ones. No, just because we can see it and it's more in our face doesn't mean it's not happening with the women as well. Because because it takes place in the womb, out of sight, out of mind, it takes place in the dark alley. Well, it used to be dark alley, but now it's like in the dark hospital room, the forceps. And, no one really knows for sure, but they do keep statistics of it. But you don't see it on TV like you see wars, like you see the school shootings that men do. So that's the difference. Because you can't see it, it could definitely be felt because our numbers as a Black community, it should be much higher than what it is now, but it's not because of those medical procedures that Black women do. White women too, but they definitely are predominantly in the Black neighborhoods, especially in Detroit, all over the damn place. So that's pretty much all I want. It's not really related to the topic, but since that was the topic that we were touching upon, then that's going to be my closing remarks.
No, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. John, you want to say anything? I know you came in a little later. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, I do. I want to get to the subject of who is the most toxic in a relationship. And what I want to say to the topic, to the title of the conversation is this: is that as I said earlier, at our good old age, if you're closer to my age in on this panel, there's certain things that should be in our conversation anymore. And toxic is one of them. Now I know the show is a great show, and I mean it's a great topic to talk about. And we're talking about it. We're talking about it because we need to talk about it. I mean, it's actually happening. And for it to be happening in our age group is so sad. If you're 50 years old, if you're 40, 50, and you're still dealing with toxic people in your relationships, that's something wrong with you and the person you're dating or married to. Because at 50, 40, 50, you should have seen your problems, dealt with your issues, and solved them by now. If you haven't dealt with them by now, they mean you and your partner both are delusional. And y'all shouldn't be dating or married because it's a strong possibility that you're raising delusional, toxic kids who also go around believing, I'm gonna close with something with a bomb, that it's okay to go around trying to find the right way of saying this, so I don't get your program flagged, deleting legal killing of fetuses. That's a delusional statement. To even think that that's legal to argue because it's legal that it's okay. It's still a moral statement that needs to be dealt with, and it's also toxic. But I'm out.
This is my thing.
I'm out.
No.
Chinese.
This is the thing. No,
it's illegal. It's illegal deleting a fetus.
Listen, can you give me 2 seconds, please? I don't want to go back and forth with men or women, anybody.
Then don't
do it. Then don't say nothing.
Don't go back and forth. Don't go back and forth. Just let what I say rest. Just let what I say rest. Just let what I say rest. Don't say anything about it. Don't go back and forth.
You telling me
don't go back and forth.
Then don't
yes, I am. Hold on.
I gotta get us out of here.
1 second, man. 1 second.
I'm not gonna do 1 second with nobody. Like that's not what I said. One thing I said, I never said it was right or wrong with abortion. Why does everybody keep saying it's right or wrong? And why am I toxic? Because
I say feelings.
Don't say toxic. Like I'm tired of y'all calling people toxic when they got an opinion that's
their
different than yours.
That's their
I never call
feelings.
That's one thing I'm not gonna do is call anybody toxic.
But that's their feelings.
That's not okay. But that's just me. I'm not gonna call you
okay,
toxic.
That's you. That's not them.
Toxic.
You can't make them do what you do.
People gotta be careful when they label people.
Do you think killing
somebody? Please don't do that. Oh man, y'all look what y'all did.
Hey,
I gotta get us up out of here.
Just one thing, Quay. Let me say something.
All right, Vince, I'm gonna let you get this last word, and I gotta get up off here, man.
Sometimes when things are triggering to somebody, they don't want to let it go. Like I was a teenage father. There is no way I'm going to say I should have been a teenage father at 17. It was legal. It was whatever, but it wasn't the right thing. No way I'm going to say that procedure is right as a Christian. Now people probably have done it, but we gotta say we gotta go back to right is right and wrong is wrong. That's what's wrong in our. Everybody wants to have their own truth and have their own way, and there's just no cooperation. How can you not say abortion is not wrong? Just because, and most of them are done because of irresponsibility. It's not the woman's health. It's not none of that. It's because I done got in a situation and I don't want it no more. That's why I'm gonna throw it away.
And it's
now, if you've done it, just
don't want it no more.
And if you've done it, just sit with that and understand it. Like probably a lot of us have this do it. We've it's been done, but we got to say it was wrong. We can't just say it was legal. It was wrong.
We don't want the conscience to be.
But yeah, Chloe, that's what a lot of people can't let it go.
The conscience
can't let it go. Need to be right.
I hear that. All right, I gotta get us out of here because we can't. I can't keep going in circles, man. Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to everybody that dropped a comment. I can't run back and hit all the names, but shout out to you for joining us tonight. Like I said, this is looking. Man, it's not looking mirror. This is Kandid Konvos, man. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday night, we go live on YouTube and Facebook. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Listen, once again, shout out to all the commenters. Shout out to my panel as well. Chloe, Vince, Janice, John the Baptist, Joseph, hold me down as well. I appreciate you guys. But man, definitely join us next Wednesday for another hot topic. And with that being said, you guys have an awesome night. And we will catch you guys next week.